Welcome to Recap King Movie Explained. The last of his kind, Gorr, spends his days battling for survival with his daughter Love in a desolate desert. Love soon perishes from malnutrition despite his prayers to his god Rapu. Gorr comes upon an oasis where he finds Rapu, who had just killed the most recent user of an antiquated weapon known as All Black the Necro Sword, just as he starts to hear a voice calling out to him in the distance. Gorr's powerlessness is mocked by Rapu, who also declines to offer any assistance. Gorr beheads him after feeling deceived and declares that all gods will be destroyed. Thor begins his journey with the Guardians of the Galaxy, answering distress signals from all over the cosmos while improving on his physical fitness. Thor, though, is still unhappy with his situation and plans to retire. There is an increase in calls for help from people looking for Gorr, including one from Sif, who had been looking for him. In response to Sif's call, Thor and Korg separate from the Guardians and go to attend to the others. Sif, who has had her arm severed and is defeated, appears to them and informs them that Gorr will assault New Asgard next. Dr. Jane Foster is receiving treatment for stage IV cancer in the meantime. She starts to lose hope after failed attempts to find a treatment, but Foster is motivated to go to New Asgard in the hopes that their magic can help cure the cancer. Mjolnir is drawn to her, fuses back together, and bestows her with the abilities of the mighty Thor because Thor unknowingly enchanted it to guard Foster while they were together. That evening, Gorr inundates New Asgard with shadow creatures with the Necro Sword. King Valkyrie and Foster also show there to confront them, which surprises Thor, along with Thor, Korg, and Sif. Even though the monsters were repelled, Gorr and the children of Asgard, including Axel, Heimdall's son, manage to escape. Thor talks to Axel, and they conclude that the kids are in the Shadow Realm. Thor, Foster, Valkyrie, and Korg go to Omnipotence City to warn Zeus of Gorr and request an army to help fight him because they know Gorr's strength will be at its greatest there. Zeus, not believing Gorr poses a threat to Omnipotence City, instead captures Thor, requiring the others to step in and repel Zeus' warriors. Zeus destroys Korg's body during the altercation. Only his visage is left unharmed, although this is enough for him to survive. Zeus is impaled in the chest by an enraged Thor using the Thunderbolt, which Valkyrie grabs as they flee to face Gorr in the Shadow Realm. Thor and Foster restart their romance after he hears of Foster's cancer diagnosis while they are traveling. When they arrive, they start looking for the kids but soon learn they were caught in a trap. Gorr planned to use Stormbreaker to cross the Bifrost Bridge and enter eternity, where he could make a wish for the demise of the gods. They fight Gorr and his shadow creatures once more, but when Foster and Valkyrie become too weak to traverse the Bifrost, they must flee back to New Asgard, where Gorr has stolen Stormbreaker. Thor advises Foster to stay behind to recover after learning that Mjolnir's effects are making her cancer worse. Valkyrie is also unable to continue the conflict, leaving Thor with the Thunderbolt so that he can resume his conflict with Gorr. With Stormbreaker, Gorr starts to unlock Eternity's gate at the center of the universe. The youngsters are given the strength they need to defeat the remaining shadow demons when Thor appears and bestows them with the power of Thor. Against Thor, Gorr gains the upper hand. Foster, sensing his anguish, decides to use Mjolnir once more despite her frail state and join the battle. Foster has plenty of time to destroy Gorr and herself by using Mjolnir to break the Necro Sword into pieces. The kids use Stormbreaker that Thor has found to get back home, but they were unable to stop Gorr from going into eternity. The assassin known as Gorr the God Butcher, who wants to wipe off the gods, interrupts Thor's retirement. Thor enlists the aid of King Valkyrie, Korg, and his ex-girlfriend Jane Foster to defeat the menace. To Thor's surprise, Jane Foster mysteriously holds his magical hammer, Mjolnir, in the role of the mighty Thor. Together, they set out on a perilous cosmic quest to unravel the truth behind the God Butcher's retaliation and put an end to him before it's too late. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, Thor now embarks on a solo quest to find inner peace and learn who he is. But now that Gore the God Butcher, a dangerous new foe who wants to wipe out all gods, has appeared, Thor is called back into battle once more. Thor partners up with Korg, Valkyrie, and his former flame Jane Foster, who, strangely, has been connected with his former hammer and Mjolnir to combat this new adversary. Thor rushes to Foster's side and cries out to Gore, begging him to choose love over death. He chose to use his wish to resurrect love since their love made him think of the love he felt for his daughter. Foster loses his battle with cancer quickly and enters Valhalla. Before Gore succumbs to the Necrosword's curse, Thor agrees to Gore's request for him to take custody of love. In the aftermath, Foster's portrayal of the mighty Thor is memorialized with a statue in New Asgard. Korg's body entirely regenerates while he tries to have a child, and Sif and Valkyrie start teaching the kids how to fight. Thor begins to raise love as his own child, and gives Stormbreaker to her to take care of while he uses Mjolnir in combat. The two, who take on the names Love and Thunder, start off by traveling the galaxy and helping anyone who asks for it. During the middle of the credits, a recovering Zeus dispatches his son Hercules to kill Thor. In the post-credits scene, Foster runs into Heimdall in Valhalla, who greets her and expresses his gratitude to her for saving his son. Foster runs into Heimdall in Valhalla, who greets her and expresses his gratitude to her for saving his son.